Okay, if you've been listening to my learning snacks or reading my blogs at all, you've probably heard me rail against the sentence, but that's just who I am. Here's another take on it. I'm Joe Ilfeld, CEO and founder of Insight to Leadership, and I don't like the phrase, that's just who I am, because I feel like it doesn't allow for growth. And today I was talking with a leader and I realized there's another reason that that is not a helpful phrase for you in your career, in your life. And that's because things can be very context dependent. So that might not be who you are in one context, but another context that might be exactly who you are. I was thinking about this recently with my daughter, who I don't think of myself as, a very bossy, like, this is how we're going to do things. But my daughter is a little bit that way. And so I meet her energy with that. And so she was saying, well, I see you as someone who's very much that way. And it made me think, as this leader was talking, that just like I'm often telling my clients, you have to turn the dial. Sometimes you turn things up and sometimes you turn things down. Of course, I'm not telling my clients what to do or taking control. So then my dial is turned way down. But with my family, or when we need to get out of the house or pack to go somewhere, that dial might be turned way up. And I bet it's the same way for you. I bet there are dials that for you just feel like, well, this is who I am. But if you start playing with them, you realize, well, I can do a little less of that in these situations, and that can be really helpful to me. Or I might need to do a lot more of that in this situation. One thing that was coming up recently with a client of mine is how much you speak up in meetings. For some people, their dial might be all the way down. They rarely speak up in meetings unless they know they have something to say, they've thought about it thoroughly, they've examined all the pros and cons, only then will they speak. So for them, they might want to turn up their dial and speak a little bit more easily on things even before they've been completely road tested and thought through in their mind. Whereas for other people who are speaking all the time and taking all the airtime in meetings, they're not learning from others around them. They're not learning new perspectives, and they're not hearing others' good ideas really from an open place. So those people are turning the dial way down on how much they speak in meetings. This can be applied to so many skills, but I'd love you to think about that. What are the places I need to turn this dial up or down versus do I just have this skill or not have this skill?